What's going on, everyone? This is entitled Last Minute Audition. Now, look, normally I have a co-host with me, Mr. Anthony Howes. We actually recorded something yesterday for the podcast. It was supposed to be the debut episode. We had some technical difficulties that we were not able to troubleshoot during the podcast, which is unfortunate because I believe it was almost 2.5 hours in length. And I thought we had a good flow, especially for doing this for one of the first times. Well, actually, the first time ever doing a podcast that we had. So it's unfortunate, but it still is there. I have it, but it's the technical stuff it will get in the way. And for anybody to sit through that for 2.5 hours, I wouldn't want anybody to do that. So, this is we'll call it the introduction debut episode of Last Minute Audition. The name of this came from mine and Anthony's reasons for being here in Los Angeles, which is that we came here from our respective cities, from the East Coast, to pursue the path of acting here in Hollywood and LA, which we are still doing. But as you can see, that people are aware of in the entertainment industry, you have to do many different things to find your own voice, to get your voice heard, and to build a name for yourself, or what a lot of people say is a brand for yourself. So this is a part of this, and we figure it's something to, we have conversations all the time, things that, especially in LA, that might be a little taboo to have. So we figured that this would be a great place to exercise those conversations, to share them with people, maybe inspire people, maybe make people feel like they're not alone in all of this. And that's one of the reasons that we're doing this. For me, one of my personal reasons for wanting to do this is it's becoming abundantly clear to me that the exercise of thought and the release of thought into the public sphere is becoming almost a rebellious act. And I feel compelled to make sure that I don't lose that muscle that is not afraid to do that. I hope that makes sense and that's clear. I'm still actually working it out grammatically for myself, but that's one of the many reasons that I felt compelled to do this. And maybe I'm a little paranoid, but that's the reason. It feels to me that within expression and within the artistic world, that if your beliefs don't fit with a certain prescribed set of beliefs or a way of thinking, then you are possibly dangerous, or you are in some form of an ism or a degenerate, or you're a leper to whatever colony that you would happen to be in at that time, or that you're trying to enter into whatever group that would be. And for a long time, I was I don't know if I ever really admitted this to myself, but maybe I was afraid of not being accepted in that, especially coming to LA from where I came from, a very small community, wanting to fit in and find my way and be an actor. And actors never act alone. I mean, it's very rare that they do, but they don't really act alone. They're always in a community. They have other people around them, and for a long time I had many different groups, and there was a strong part of me that never felt like I really fit into any of those groups. So as time went on, it was just a matter of accepting that that was never going to be, and that that's okay. And to, I guess, develop the bravery or the balls to do something like this, to kind of just say what I want to say, to put it out there, and for everyone else for it to be open range for anybody. They can like it, they can hate it. I know it. Anthony and I both know this. We both know it's going to be judged. It's going to be torn apart. Whatever it is, even if 5 people hear it, there could be 5 whole people that hear it, and it's still going to happen. So man, I think that it's a little bit of a release to be able to do something like that. So the reasons are selfish in their own way, but maybe there's some hope for some selflessness along the way for that to happen. And we want to encourage people that we know or we don't know, anyone that may ever hear this, or if nobody hears it, fine. But if people do hear it and they want to have a conversation, if they have something that they want to say, if they want to challenge us, if they want to agree with us, if they want to go deeper, whatever that may be, they're welcome to do that. They can contact us, hit us up, and do that. And I think it's going to become more of a it's becoming more of something that my fear is that it's going to go away entirely, just in whatever culture that we're creating for ourselves. And I think people are afraid that it is, and because they're afraid that it's going to go away, their impulse is to become more polarized as a way to almost save themselves, or to save that thing that they're afraid that they're going to lose. The other side of that feels the need to defend themselves, maybe in a more self-preserving way as well, so it becomes even more polarized on the other end. And so you have these 2 polarizing factors, thinking that the other is the boogeyman, the other wants to diminish them or get rid of them or exterminate them. And now, and really nobody really wants to do that. It's just everyone's afraid of what the other person may think, or what the other side may feel or think, what have you, and the other side feels like they're going to be lost or diminished or exterminated or whatever it is, whatever their fear is, that they're not going to be heard after that. And I think it's important to have polarizing conversations without the fear of being cast out. I think that's really important. Something that's been on my mind pretty much since this pandemic started. And it's something that I know that I want to explore very deeply by undertaking and by establishing this podcast with Anthony. Can't speak for him on that, but that is something that I really want to explore. Is that what is the limit before you're cast out? What is the limit before you're cast into the leper colony of those that are an ism or canceled or whatever it is? So we'll see. We shall see. But anyway, so Anthony and myself, our last minute audition, the podcast, we will be airing 1 episode per week. It's going to be released on Wednesdays. Every Wednesday around 5 p.m., the 5 p.m. West Coast time, Pacific Coast time, the episodes will be released. And they're going to be available on Spotify, Apple Podcast. There's some other smaller ones as well. I think Google Podcast has one. I think that it's going to be on there. So they'll be available just in audio form. You can check that out. You can also check out, we have a fictionalized radio series podcast, a narrative-driven radio series podcast that's on Spotify right now. Episode 1 is up. The next episode will be released on Monday night. It was going to be released on Sunday, but because it's the Super Bowl, we figured, hey, everyone's going to be focused on the Super Bowl. But yeah, never mind. We might release it after the Super Bowl. Episode 2 will be up. The first season is 6 episodes. Radio series. It's music. It's an there's original music, original writing, original voice acting. Every single element of it is an original story. I wrote the story, wrote the music, produced it. Anthony is one of the main voice actors in it. I also voice act in it as the narrator. So go check that out. It is called Journey to Saint Razala. That's Razallah. Journey to Saint Razala on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So thank you to everyone who actually, if anybody did hear this, my name is Frank. And Anthony, my co-host, who is not here right now, unfortunately. Still, we were dealing with some technical difficulties the last episode, as I said. But he and I will be recording the debut episode with the two of us on Monday. And hopefully those technical difficulties get worked out by then. And that will be airing on Wednesday. I believe Wednesday is the 16th. So February 16th, that is Wednesday, around 6 p.m. Episode 2 will be released. But, alright everyone, take care, and I'll talk to you then.